LaPorte Bulldogs taking on the Deer Park Deer, and we are live at Watkins Gymnasium in Deer Park in this non-district matchup between these two heated rivalry-type schools. And McDonald's pregame show is coming up next. Ryan Gentile here, live at Deer Park High School at Watkins Gymnasium, where the LaPorte Bulldogs are taking on the Deer Park Deer in this non-district matchup between these two big rival schools. These two teams are not really, they know each other very, very well. They've been playing against each other for a very long time. I'm going to bring in now my broadcast partner, Joe Price. Joe, you've coached at North Shore for 9 years. You know both of these programs pretty well. What can you expect from this kind of game here today between two heated rivalries?
Well, high intensity. These guys have been playing against each other probably since middle school. And in spite of the fact, one of them's coming out of District 21 5A, one out of District 22 5A. They're still like neighborhood rivals. I compare this to like Lamarck, Texas City, Port Nature's Grove, Needland, Yates, Wheatley, something of that nature. Probably high intensity. I expect the crowd to pick up here a little bit. We still got about 10 minutes before game time, but I feel like it's going to be a high intense game. Yeah,
it is always a high intense game when these two teams play each other. I myself, going to LaPorte, know exactly how it is. Like I said before, you've coached North Shore. You've played against both these teams, and you've had rivalries with both of these teams when y'all were all in those same districts, didn't y'all?
Exactly right. And, you know, in the 9 years that I coached at North Shore, I think we were in the district with these guys from Deer Park at least about 8 years. And I think with LaPorte, I mean, all 9. But, I mean, every time you line up to play these guys, they come to play. The coaches both do a good job. Coach Gibson was at South Houston for a while. He left and went out to Porte. Now he's back in this district, back in this area, and I think he's a graduate of Deer Park High School.
Yes, he is. Actually, we actually had a chance to talk to him about that. Well, we will have that interview with you here shortly as we talk to Coach Gibson about his roots of playing here in Deer Park, and then we had a chance to talk to Coach Means as well. So we had a chance to talk to both of those guys, and we're going to hear what they had to say. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first time out here on the McDonald's pregame show. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to the head coach of the Deer Park Deer, Coach Louis Means, and we'll be right back.
For the first time at McDonald's, your two favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think?
Perfect.
The simple joy of sweet harmony.
If safety is your goal, Fabinco is your gate. Fabinco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
I wanted something my whole family could enjoy. Danny loves basketball, Willie wants the batting cages. My husband's into football, and I'm training for a marathon. Then we found the Sports House, and now I'm one happy mom. With single and family options available, we found the membership just right for us. The Sports House offers a range of activities with group and private lessons overseen by pro and collegiate athletes. The Sports House even has a party room and offers an additional 25% off on Sundays. Check them out at thesportshouse.net. Dream big, play hard, train smart.
When it just can't wait, come to Texas Emergency Care Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room open 24 hours a day, every day. Whether it's a broken bone or chest pain, the doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
Back here on the McDonald's pregame show, Ryan Gentile here with the head coach of the Deer Park Deer, Coach Louis Means. Well, Coach, you come in with a 2-game losing streak right now. How does it feel losing his last 2 games and then facing your arch rival, LaPorte?
Well, you know, it doesn't feel too good to lose those last 2 games, by the way. Okay, but you know, we still got this game tonight and the game against North Shore to get ready for when the real season starts, which is on Friday night against South Houston. So, you know, the way we're looking at these 2 games tonight and is, you know, just like a formal practice with referees, you know. As far as LaPorte, you know, it don't matter if you're playing LaPorte as district or non-district, it's still going to be, I think, maybe a packed house. I don't know, Texans are playing now, who knows. But you know, still it's our arch rival, and, you know, I think it's a little bragging rights, crosstown bragging rights. A lot of seniors who are their last time to get to play LaPorte, unless, of course, we catch them in the playoffs, which is a possibility, of course. But just looking forward to seeing if we can get better. We're on a little losing streak right now, 8-15 right now, and but you know, I have a great bunch of kids who have really fought through this little losing streak, and we're just looking forward to next Friday being 0-0.
Well, yeah, non-district. I usually don't say it does. The games do matter, obviously, but it's the district games that get you into the playoffs. And you touched up on this is a rivalry here with LaPorte. Now, there's a little bit of a different feel though with this school because Coach Mason has moved on to another, and you have Coach Gibson, who we've talked about before we went on the air here. How he's a former Deer Park guy. So, and you faced him a couple times while he was in South Houston. How does it feel like when going up against him though, but now in a LaPorte jersey?
Well, I mean, you know, he's always going to be Deer Park. You know, and it don't matter. He's a 1987 graduate. You know, actually, I was on the coaching staff here when he played, so I tell you how long I've been here. But you know, it's just good to see the Bears doing a good job for LaPorte. And like you said, not seeing Coach Mason. Me and Coach Mason have been going to war against each other since we were freshman coaches. So it's been a while. So it's kind of odd not to see him on the bench. But Barry's doing a good job. He's done a great job wherever he's been. So you know, he's now at LaPorte and he's not at Deer Park. So it's LaPorte against Deer Park.
All right, real quickly before I let you go here, your keys to the game tonight in order to beat LaPorte and take the bragging rights of this one game.
I think we talked about it this morning through our walkthrough. We have got to handle their defensive pressure. We can't let their defensive pressure make us do some things offensively that we don't like to do. And, of course, like I always tell the kids, we've got to rebound.
Well, that's Coach Louis Means, his keys to the game. We'll be right back here on the McDonald's pregame show with the coach of the LaPorte Bulldogs, Coach Barry Gibson. Coach Means, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be right back. Back on the McDonald's pregame show, Ryan Gentile here, now with the head coach of the LaPorte Bulldogs, Coach Barry Gibson. Well, Coach, you have a tough loss against Pasadena Memorial. You lose by 1 point. Can you tell us how it felt after the game and what you said to your players?
Well, you know, we've acknowledged we've got to play harder with more consistency. We didn't shoot the ball extremely well. We had some guys out, but you know, the guys that are there, we've got to step up and take control of the game at times, and we just failed to do that.
Now, it hasn't been the best of seasons so far. I mean, your district play is right around the corner, but you hit a road bump here. You're facing Deer Park. Their record isn't as great as it usually has been. Neither is y'all's. But no matter what the record is, when these two teams play, it is fiery. You know this. You are you graduated from this school, so you know what it's all about. But how does it feel to be on the other side now for LaPorte?
It's different. It's good. You know, I know the guys have talked about the rivalry and being, like you said, having played here. It's a big thing to everybody in the community, and we got to come out and play.
Now, tonight, obviously, like you said, you're coming home. You're facing Deer Park. Always a tough team, always a tough matchup. What do you have to do in order to come away with the victory here tonight?
We've got to get up and down the floor. They're big, and they shoot the ball well. I think we're going to try and press them a little bit and get them moving and see if we can beat them down the floor. We've got to rebound real well. So.
It almost sounds just that easy, doesn't it, sometimes here? But what are your feelings, though, about, you know, you are back home here in Deer Park and you are in LaPorte going back and forth here. Something different for you, or is this just kind of just another game really for you, or is it a little bit more special because it is Deer Park?
It's always special to come back to Deer Park. I played for Billy, and he meant a lot to me, so it's special.
All right, well, that is the head coach of the LaPorte Bulldogs, and we'll be right back with more on the McDonald's pregame show.
Remember when I got my first Texans football? Then, of course, I had to have my own Texans jersey. Well, nothing beats this year when I got my own Texans checking account. Now, it's my turn. I got this one, Dad.
Exclusively at First Community Credit Union. Your choice of designs, plus chances to win great prizes, trips, and game day tickets for all Texans checking account holders.
You think these make me look taller?
Game day, every day. Carry the Texans in your wallet. Exclusively at First Community Credit Union. TexansChecking.com. Ryan
Gentile here, back on the McDonald's pregame show with Coach Price. My tag team partner, broadcast partner here tonight. Well, you heard what both coaches had to say. What do you think LaPorte and Deer Park, what these teams are going to need to do in order to win here tonight?
Well, I think, you know, the team that cuts down on the turnover battle will have a better chance. I know LaPorte, you know, they look athletic and they have a lot of quickness, and Deer Park probably going to be fundamentally sound, and despite the fact, you know, they have a record that shows that, but if you cut down on those turnovers and hit those free throws, I think you got a better chance.
Well, the last time that these two teams met, obviously they're not in the same district like they used to be. It's a one and done pretty much. Last year in LaPorte, Deer Park beat the Bulldogs 46-43, led by their senior Darian Banks, who had 17 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks. And then it was Jeremy Dockin had 8 points, Robert Martinez with 9 points. Banks no longer on the team. Dockin and Martinez still are, so that could play into a factor. Last year, LaPorte just could not get anything going offensively as their leading scorer had 9 points. And then it was Michael Hobbs. It was Nathan Adler, their senior, had 9 points. Michael Hobbs had 4 points and a couple of steals. LaPorte just could not get any kind of rhythm going last year, so they're looking to get that changed. Lots of seniors on the team. Starting lineups here, we got Michael Hobbs starting at the shooting guard position. Fong Dong followed him. Ruben Jimenez also in the guard position. And then Rashad Washington, the post, he is the senior at 6'3", and then it will be Aaron Garrett at the wing, senior, 6'3", starting for the LaPorte Bulldogs. Coached by Barry Gibson, his first year here at LaPorte, 16-20 is LaPorte's record. Starting lines for the Deer Park Deer is going to be Jeremy Dockin, the 5'8" senior at the guard position, followed by Robert Martinez, the 5'11" senior. Then you got Austin Hughes, 6'3", senior at the shooting forward. Dennis Lawton at the post, 6'8", senior. And then we have Tyler Morris, the 6'4", senior at the post position. And they are going to be coached by Louis Means, who in 7 years, 134 wins and only 68 losses. So we're going to take one more timeout, and then we'll have the opening tip between LaPorte and Deer Park.
HBU has returned to NCAA Division I athletics. Come and enjoy the most intimate setting of all of Division I. HBU Athletics is also the most affordable entertainment option in Houston. The HBU Huskies, a member of the Great West Conference, experience success on the field with conference championships in women's soccer, women's golf, and softball. With great recruiting classes in men's and women's basketball and baseball, HBU Athletics is on the move and on the way up. For more information on HBU opportunities in the classroom and on the field, visit us on the web, hbuhuskies.com.
Metter Staffing Services has one of the largest temporary help divisions in the Houston area. Each week, the company pays over 2,000 temporaries, working on many and varied assignments. Metter Staffing can help your company when you have needs for your employees. Call us at 713-941-0616 to speak with one of our experienced staffing consultants who can assist you with your staffing challenges. That number is 713-941-0616. They now offer video resumes as a job-seeking tool. Ask about it today. Metter Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
Life is a road you travel with many destinations, like college for the kids, a new house, and retirement. I am Earl Thompson, your neighborhood State Farm agent, and I can do more than ever to guide you with a State Farm insurance and financial review. You'll get a clear picture of where you stand now and a way to help you plan for where you want to be. Visit me on the web, earlthompson.biz, to schedule your free insurance and financial review. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It is the LaPorte Bulldogs taking on the Deer Park Deer. We are live at Watkins Gymnasium here in Deer Park. Nice little crowd here, still filing in. Lots of people. Like you said, Coach Price, lots of people are probably watching that Texans game here today, which we last heard they were winning 31-10. So a lot of people might be filing in a little late here to this game.
Oh, yeah, I think the Texans game might be over with, so I think this crowd's going to pick up a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, definitely so, especially with a heated rival with LaPorte here tonight. I am Ryan Gentile. This is Coach Price, former coach of the North Shore Mustangs for 9 years. And you told me earlier you've been in coaching for 37, correct?
36 years.
36 years.
Right.
So that's a long time. So there's a lot of things that you have not seen probably. You've probably seen it all coaching for that long, haven't you?
Well, seen a lot, met a lot of people, been a lot of places, and basketball really good to me those 36 years.
Well, we are definitely glad to have you here joining us here on the program here tonight. One starting lineup change that has been announced. I talked to Coach Gibson. He did let me know. Alonzo Allen, number 42, will be starting tonight in place of Aaron Garrett, number 34. So he will be getting the start for the LaPorte Bulldogs. So LaPorte Bulldogs, the visiting team, they played in LaPorte last year. They're playing home this year. As they're going to do, they're going to flip-flop. They try to keep the rivalry alive, which I think intensifies it because normally you play them twice in the basketball season. One home, one away. Well, now it's only one game, and that's it. So how much added pressure do you think that is to some of these seniors? They want to go out on a winning note, don't they?
Yeah, exactly right. And like I said, these guys probably battle against each other in middle school. And they probably been battling against each other for the last 3 or 4 years. And despite the fact they're not in the same district, it's good that they're playing one time. But, you never know. They might end up playing each other again in the playoffs.
Yeah, Coach Means did bring that up, saying that they could face in the playoffs, which if that was to ever happen, I think that would be probably one of the most rowdiest, raucous gymnasiums you might ever hear, because there is no love lost between these two teams and their fans, and that's pretty much an understatement. Unless you experience it live, or I guess if you see it here or you hear it, doesn't matter. Nothing beats this rivalry, in my opinion, obviously, but that's just the way it is.
Well, I can imagine if they did meet in the playoff, they'd probably move to Phillips Fieldhouse in Pasadena.
That would probably that would be the most neutral site that you could come up with, and it's big enough to pretty much house all the players, all the fans, excuse me, that are actually going to be in that ball game. So it'll be Alonzo Allen tipping it off at midcourt with Taylor Morris. LaPorte Bulldogs, tough loss to Pasadena Memorial. They lost 39-38 back on Monday night, and the opening tip is going to be controlled by the Deer Park Deer. The Bulldogs coming off that loss. 1 point loss. They had the chance to win that game. They just could not find a way to do it as the Deer swinging the ball around, trying to find the open man, as now Martinez has the ball. Here comes the double team trap, trying to get it down on the baseline. Shot on the way is going to be well off the mark by Morris. Rebounded by Walkup. Outlet pass out top of the key. Long three-pointer on the way is going to be off the mark as Martinez couldn't find his touch. And another offensive rebound now for the Deer. Martinez, spin move, going to go in, nowhere to go. And we're going to have a jump ball as Fong Dong was able to get his hands in.
Deer got quite a few opportunities that time. They got 2 offensive rebounds, and you would think that lead to points.
That's something that you definitely need to take advantage of. Victor Holmes will be checking in as Fong Dong will be coming out. Fong Dong has been banged up all season long. It looks like he got a cut on the eye as he has a towel on his head right now. So he'll be got a cut right on the right of his eye right now. So now Victor Holmes, instead of Victor Holmes now, they're going to bring in, looks like Sean Young instead. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication. So, but anytime you have an injured player, I mean, Fong Dong's been fighting all kinds of injuries. How tough is it to get past those certain injuries like your ankles and your hips and your back? Those are tough. Those are tough injuries to get across.
It's really tough, and you try to tell guys to try to play through it, but sometimes pain just don't go away.
Yeah, sometimes it will not. Deer Park Deer looks like they're going to stay in the man covers. Gets the ball now. Ruben Jimenez, the long three-point threat of the Bulldogs. When I first saw this kid last year, I saw him shooting it from so far away. I was thinking, why is he shooting it so far? He knows how to shoot, and he knows how to make them from a long distance. Right now looking down low, good backdoor cut by Young. They couldn't find him. Haas with the ball, now kicks it back out. Three-point shot on the way from Ruben is going to be off the mark. Tipped by Alonzo, but right into the hands of the Deer. So now Deer Park Deer in transition. Nowhere to go for Martinez. We'll get it back out, rerun their offense. So far, lots of sloppy play right now by both teams. Deer Park Deer getting a lot of opportunities. They just haven't been able to find the ball, or excuse me, able to put the ball in the basket. Martinez in the paint, going to go up for the shot, and he's going to be fouled. Looks like that foul's going to go against Jimenez, and that will be his first. So Ruben picking up his first foul, and it will be Robert Martinez at the line shooting 2. So 0-0, still her score after almost 2 minutes of play, as Martinez cannot hit the first. Martinez shooting 66% from the charity stripe this season. Can't find the first. And another missed free throw, so we're still scoreless so far, 2 minutes into this first quarter. Full court pressure now by the Deer. Hobbs trapped, has nowhere to go. He's trying to get the ball to Ruben. Now he finally does. They got to get across midcourt quickly. Good heads-up play by Ruben as Washington's going to go in, and he's going to be fouled before the basket can count. Foul's going to go against Walkup. That will be his first. As you see there, Washington going into the lane and Walkup reaching in. Foul was on the floor, though. Rubin, quick shot three, is going to rim itself out. Allen trying to get the rebound. He does, and he's going to be fouled and going to the line. So right now, it looks like both teams right now, Coach, just can't find a way to get the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, it's been 2 minutes and nobody's scored yet. So, like you say, you can feel the intensity for the game.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, both these teams desperately want to come away with the victory. LaPorte losing to Pasadena Memorial on Monday. Deer Park coming in on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to the Woodlands. As the first free throw will not find its way in for Allen. Only shooting 36% from the free throw line this season. As Dong's going to be walked over to a trainer's room. Looks like he's going to get some Band-Aids as he had a cut on his left eye and he was bleeding. That's why he had to come out of that game. Another missed free throw, but Washington there with the offensive putback. And the Bulldogs strike first. They now lead 2-0. We're just under 6 minutes remaining. Austin Hughes gets the ball now. Martinez, right wing. No look pass down opposite floor. Good ball movement there by the Deer, but they just, once again cannot find a way to get the ball in. And Hobbs looks like he's down. Ball out of bounds, going to go back to Deer Park Deer. So what do you see right now from the Deer that they need to be able to execute better here on the offensive end?
I think they just need to settle down a little bit. You know, they've had several opportunities. I mean, 2 or 3 offensive rebounds and made nice skip passes to open guys, but it just, you know, like you say, a little jitters.
Maybe so.
The intensity.
Come out! And throws it off the backside of Alonzo Allen.
And then wait.
So kind of a good heads-up play there by Hughes. Realizing his 5-second count was up, throws it off his player, gets another chance at it. Looking to inbound, can't find his open man once again, and he does it again. Throws it off the back legs of Allen, and Allen kind of has a chuckle to his face. I think he's kind of tired of getting the basketball thrown at his back legs. And the ball looks like it rolled all the way back in behind the stands there. So Bulldogs lead 2-0. 5:40 remaining here in this first quarter. But really, it's just been a lot of sloppy offensive play, really, by both teams. I mean, it's
really
been good defense, but more sloppy offense more than the good defense.
Yeah, it really has.
So now we got it. Good defense once again there. Bounce pass. Baseline here to Walkup. Walkup trapped in the corner. Finally gets it out to Martinez. Martinez looks like he has a little bit of a push off there, and that's what they're going to call. Oh, no, they're going to call a foul on Victor Holmes, who's checked in. Picking up his first foul. Victor Holmes, the sophomore, played safety, and they're going to call another foul on Victor for grabbing the jersey.
Yeah, got a little hold. I was thinking some situations where that could be called intentional.
Yeah, he kind of grabbed his jersey just a bit. Victor still maybe in football mode as he was a part of the LaPorte football team that made that deep run that beat Katy and lost to Port Arthur Memorial in the semifinals. So he's still in his basketball mode. Picked up his second foul within 30 seconds. Deer looking to swing that ball around, find somewhere to go with it. They finally get the ball out to Hughes. Hughes trapped in the corner. Now ball stolen away now by Washington. Washington on the fast break, looks for Rubin. Rubin could not handle the pass. Now gets it to Victor. Victor's pull-up jumper is going to be off the mark.
Trap it, trap it, trap it.
Rebound goes to Martinez. Man-to-man coverage. Lots of physical activity going down between Alonzo Allen and Taylor Morris as a three-point shot is on the way, and it rattles out, tipped in the air.
Another offensive board.
Another offensive board, and the basket will count for Walkup. So Andrew Walkup picking up the bucket and the foul, and just like you said, Coach, another offensive rebound for the Deer Park Deer. Call the foul on Sean Young. That was his first. So Deer Park Deer taking the 3-2 lead. They get off the schneid as they're able to pick up their first first points of the game at the 4:49 mark here in the first quarter as Dong checks back in as he had that left eye attended to. Deer looking to press, looking for somebody in the middle. Nobody came in the middle, so good pass there to Washington. Pass down the floor to Allen. Allen looking to square up. Now to Rubin, left wide open, three-point shot on the way. He just cannot find his rhythm.
Go, Sean!
As Ruben Jimenez, usually a three-point threat, has yet to find the basket, as another turnover by the Deer Park Deer gives it back to the Bulldogs. Dennis Lawton checking in now for Deer Park. Excuse me, it was above the right eye that Fong Dong had, and Hobbs will be checking in on the next whistle. Swinging the ball around Laporte, trying to find some kind of rhythm, get in that paint. They can't settle for those jump shots. They got to try to find something in the paint. Those are the easiest points to try to make, isn't it, Coach?
It really is.
Minutes with nowhere to go. Finally finds Dong. Looking, Allen, they finally get it to him on the block. Double team, kicks it out to Dong. He's going to pull up for the three, and it's good. So Fong Dong getting his first points of the game, giving the Bulldogs back the lead. Walk up, kick out. Martinez now back on the floor to, to Lawton. Almost got it stolen away. Good defense there by the Bulldogs. They just got to do better on the defensive glass, as Washington almost got burned. Good backside help by Rubin. Now Rubin has a little bit of a mismatch guarding Nathan Box. Deer Park not looking to take advantage of it. High floating pass into Lawton on the block. It can go up off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Another offensive rebound. And missed by Walkup. Good heads-up play there by Dong to throw it off of Walkup's foot as it goes out of bounds.
High percentage shot for Walkup. You would think he'd finish that.
Well, so far, Deer Park has been given all kinds of opportunities to really get a big lead right now. They've had plenty of offensive rebounds, but they just haven't been able to find a way to get the ball in the basket. So Laporte's been very fortunate right now as they lead 5-3, 3:15 mark. So Deer Park came out in the press earlier on in this first quarter. Now they decided to back off the press and stick in man-to-man coverage. Sean Young in the game, not wearing the protective mask that he's usually wearing, as he broke a bone under his face. They thought he might have been lost for the season. They didn't even find out he'd be able to play until the Friday before their first game that following Tuesday. As they finally get it in Allen, good ball movement as Washington gets the easy layup. 4 points in the game for Rashad Washington, as the Bulldogs now have a 4-point advantage. Jeremy Dawkins back in the game. He was a part of that team that beat Laporte last year, as Martinez hits the jumper, picking up his first points. Cutting the Deer Park deficit down to 1. Just approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Good backdoor cut by Hobbs. Gets it in the corner now to Sean Young. Now back to Washington. Washington going to take it in, and looks like he's fouled. Nope, they're going to call it on the floor. He was not in the act of shooting, so Darren Dillon checking in. As you see here, Washington able to get around the corner, and the reach-in foul. Looks like that foul could have went against Martinez, but they called it on Box, which that will be his second. 3-point shot by Hobbs is going to rattle its way out. Just can't find its way in. Another rebound by the Deer. There goes Martinez in the transition. Going to go all the way around. Looked like he traveled. No call there. Bad shot. And Washington somehow came away with the rebound. And Hobbs is down on the floor once again. Looks like he caught an elbow to the nose. Not really sure, but once again, he's down for the second time in this first quarter.
He's having a rough quarter.
It's very physical when you're playing your rival. I mean, they might be friends off the court. We don't know that, but right now they are. It is very physical so far here in this game, as Hobbs has gone down for the second time. And so now, Laporte. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout here while they attend to Hobbs, and we'll be right back. Dogs lead 7-5.
Try this. Is that chocolate?
For the first time at McDonald's, your two favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think?
Perfect. The simple joy of sweet harmony.
All right, so Michael Hobbs was able to walk out on his own accord. Looks like he caught an elbow to the face, so a lot of chipping back and forth between these two teams already. As Dong's gonna pull up for the 3, but we got a whistle.
Okay.
Right now, referees are trying to figure out exactly what they're gonna call here.
I think maybe it might have been a hold on Dennis Lawton.
Yeah, Lawton, so they're going to get the foul on Lawton. He had a hold. So that might have worked out for Laporte as Dong's 3 did not go in. 7-5, minute 39 remaining here in this first quarter. Fox Sports Houston's game of the week. Laporte taking on the Deer Park Deer. Young looking to inbound. Finally gets it into Jimenez. Hughes will come out. Trying to keep the good pressure on Jimenez as he can't shoot from anywhere. 5-second count has started. Now he gets it to Dong. Good ball movement there. High arcing shot from Rashad Washington. You don't really say he can take too many shots from the outside. Almost found his way in on that one. Martinez directing traffic. Gets it now to Dockham. High floating pass. No backside help there by Laporte, but once again another missed layup by the Deer Park Deer. Deer Park just cannot find a way to make a layup. As Young is going to go up off the glass, and he can't find the ball in the basket either. So right now, both teams just having all kinds of trouble in this first quarter trying to find an easy layup. Hughes looking to find somebody. Maybe on a backdoor cut, couldn't find anybody. Finally gets it to Dockin. Dockin gonna hand it to Martinez. Martinez, pretty much the floor general on this team, directing traffic. Another high floater once again. Same play, and the ball is blocked by Rashad Washington. Good defense on the backside help as he hesitated, and they're going to call a double dribble on Young. So far, back-to-back plays by the Deer Park Deer, and they could not find the layup. One a missed layup, and then a block by Washington. So the Bulldogs might want to keep looking out for that isolation play and get better backside defense help.
Right. I think the biggest word right now is finish.
Yeah, definitely. And how frustrating is that if you're the coach here, when your team's not finishing easy layups?
Yeah, that's true. It's very frustrating.
Dockin. Looks like they're trying to run that same play, trying to find a way to get it to Lawton, who has a big size advantage against Washington. Mishandle there. Stolen away by the Bulldogs. Jimenez on the fast break. He's going to pop a three-point shot. Can't find it. Lonzo Allen almost got the offensive board. But Dong was right there, but it looks like miscommunication. I guess Alonzo thought that Dong was going to go up with it.
90, squeeze it!
So Jimenez, so far 0 for 3 from behind the arc tonight. He just cannot find his shot tonight as their travel there on Lawton gives the ball back to the Bulldogs. So with 5 seconds left, Bulldogs looking to get off the final shot. Coach Means not happy right now with the play of his team in this first quarter. Inbound, 5 seconds. Gonna have to get it off here quickly. He's gonna have to get it off as Jimenez just heaves it up, hits the front of the rim, and it's not gonna go in. So very sloppy first quarter by both teams. Bulldogs lead 7-5. This is the Fox Sports Houston Game of the Week, and we'll be right back.
Remember when I got my first Texans football? Then, of course, I had to have my own Texans jersey. Well, nothing beats this year when I got my own Texans checking account. Now, it's my turn. I got this one, Dad.
Exclusively at First Community Credit Union, your choice of designs, plus chances to win great prizes, trips, and game day tickets for all Texans checking account holders.
You think these make me look taller?
Game day, every day. Carry the Texans in your wallet. Exclusively at First Community Credit Union. TexansChecking.com.
If you're interested in playing college sports, follow the paths of hundreds of successful athletes at San Jacinto College. Our athletic programs offer men's basketball, baseball, and soccer, women's basketball, volleyball, and softball. All of our teams have an excellent reputation as most go on to compete in national championships. And some of our student athletes have gone professional. In fact, we have former players in Major League Baseball, NBA, and Major League Soccer. Visit sanjacksports.com for more information. San Jacinto College. Your goals, your college.
Bulldogs lead 5-7 over the Deer Park Deer. Second quarter about to get underway. Well, Coach, pretty sloppy first quarter.
Real sloppy, a lot of missed layups. A lot of missed opportunities. You know, Deer Park had several high percentage shots that they didn't finish. And it's really uncharacteristic of a Deer Park team.
Definitely very uncharacteristic. And it was, I mean, there was good defense being played there by LaPorte in that first quarter at times. But once again, Deer Park had so many opportunities, second chance opportunities as well. As the Bulldogs look like they're going to stay in their zone defense, going to force the Deer Park Dare to try to beat them from the outside. As Martinez is going to take it into the basket. Nowhere to go, kicks it out in the corner. Back top of the key to Dawkin. Dawkin is going to pull up for that jumper and finally goes in. So there we go, tied up at 7 on the shot by Jeremy Dawkin, picking up his first points of the game. Very low scoring game Monday night for the Bulldogs as they lost 39-38. Right now, looks like we're going to that same kind of outcome with these two teams, only tied up at 7 here as we start the second quarter. Menez. Not used to really running the offense at the point guard position. Usually that's held to Michael Hobbs, but Hobbs going down after taking an elbow to the side of the head. So he's been sitting down here for a little bit. They're kind of attending to him at the moment. But these guys have been playing together for a long time. These are all seniors on the floor. Or excuse me, except for Alonzo Allen, the one junior, as he is fouled going to the basket. So that always, how helpful is that, Coach, when you have all seniors on the floor that have played together for so long?
Well, you would think the experience should be there. They've been playing with each other, you know, in high school. It's the fourth year together. And
as Alonzo makes the first, 36% from the free throw line he is this season. As Dong will check out, and it will be Victor Holmes checking in. Alonzo looking to give the Bulldogs a 2-point lead now at 6:42 left in this second quarter as he hits the second. Alonzo Allen maybe not great at the free throw line, but he does hit the glass very well. And his long, lanky presence makes it very hard for opponents to try to get in that paint. Martinez looking for Lofton on that backside help. Fronted by Alonzo, left wide open on the left side is Hughes, drives in, goes up with that right hand, and kind of an awkward shot there, but gets a walk-up, got the ball back. Now Jimenez fighting on the floor for a loose ball, and they're going to call a travel on Jimenez. Jimenez with a nice little chuckle on his face. I think he's kind of like, are you really going to call a travel on me? But that was the call that was made.
Yeah, it looked like he rolled.
Yeah, he rolled just a little bit enough to get a traveling call. It really could have gone either way. It's Martinez. Now to walk-up. Walk-up's three-point shot is going to be well off the mark. And this is going to go out of bounds to the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs with the advantage now. Victor Holmes on the floor, so Coach Gibson sticking with. There's a few substitutions here as he kicks it out in the corner, left wide open, Ruben Jimenez, and looks like we're going to have a charge called. And that's going to be on Victor. If that is his third foul, Victor Holmes. So 3 fouls for Victor Holmes. And a 30-second span. As you see him, he's driving here, and charge was taken by Jeremy Dawkin.
Nice job by Dawkin, sacrificing his body. Nice job.
That's one thing that obviously, as you should know, they preach about all the time in high school, as looks like a traveling there by Lawton, but no call as he missed the layup. But charges, you preach that over and over. Take the charge.
All right.
Right now, Bulldogs just are having trouble finding anything in the paint at the moment. And they just can't find their outside shot, as Ruben Jimenez usually is very good from beyond the arc, but he just cannot find his shot going in anywhere tonight as he is fouled. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Ruben, and he can't believe it. Second foul for Ruben Jimenez. So we'll take a look here as Ruben looking for a spin move, and he did kind of drop his shoulder down a bit, didn't he?
He lowered that shoulder.
Yeah, he lowered. If he wouldn't have lowered his shoulder, he did try to do a nice little acting job there. But lowering the shoulder will get you every time. Austin Hughes at the top of the key with the ball. Now gets it out to Walkup. Walkup looking to drive, do something with the ball. Trapped in the corner. Gets it to Dawkin, and now Coach Means wants to take himself a timeout on the floor with 5:02 remaining. His team trails 9-7. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back.
Crop protection at refinery and manufacturing should always be a priority. That's why Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates, has been supplying safety gates to their industrial clients for more than 45 years. Easy to install and adaptable for mounting on all types of handrails, Fabenco safety gates are the choice of Fortune 500 companies. If you'd like to learn more about Fabenco's self-closing safety gates, call them today at 713-686-6620 or visit their website at safetygate.com.
And right now, it's just been a very sloppy game between both of these teams. Bulldogs sticking in the man-to-man covers. They looks like they're switching up between zone and man, sticking in man on this possession here. Trapped in the corner, nowhere to go. Finally gets it away, and we're going to have a foul on Washington. Yep, and it will be on Washington, reaching in, hacking the arm of Lawton.
17 fouls, so it's 1-1.
Yep, so that will put Deer Park at the line, shooting the 1-1. As you see Washington come around there and just swipe at the arm from the backside. Now you saw might not have saw Dawkins. He was jumping around at the three-point line. He was wide open, nobody near him. Aaron Garrett checking in after the free throw and misses is Lawton, so we'll have to wait on the next dead ball possession. So Lawton and the Deer Park Deer just cannot find anything at the free throw line right now either. And we got a foul, and they got an offensive foul called on Rashad Washington. Second foul for Washington, so now Aaron Garrett's going to check in, see his first action his senior season. As you see Washington here, he gave a little bit of a push-off on walk-up, but I'm kind of surprised they whistled that call. Usually they let those kind of things go. He didn't really push him all that hard.
It should have been a no call.
How frustrating is it as a coach when you see those calls that are called that you feel like should be no calls?
Well, it's frustrating if you see it happening on both ends, but just call it on one end.
Yeah, definitely so. As that missed shot there by Dawkins. Now Victor Holmes on the fast break. He has that speed as he goes up with it, but lost control of his body as he wasn't able to get a good layup off. So another missed layup by the Bulldogs. Martinez going to pull up for the three-point shot, and he can't find it. Alonzo Allen with another rebound. So Alonzo Allen all over the boards. Jimenez finds Victor. He's going to pull up for that three-point shot in the corner and finds it off, or it's off the mark, but we got a whistle on the rebound. And I don't know if you could hear the applause of the crowd as the foul was actually finally called on Austin Hughes for going over the back. So 3:50 remaining, 9-7. Bulldogs lead. We'll be right back right after this.
For the first time at McDonald's, your two favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think?
Perfect. The simple joy of sweet harmony.
So here we are coming out of the timeout in the second quarter with 3:50 remaining until the half. Bulldogs have that 9-7 lead as they get the ball out of the inbounds. Fong Dong back in the ball game and got a foul. And it looks like Sean Young will be going to the line shooting two. And the foul is going to go against Andrew Walkup. That will be his second of the game. And it will put Sean Young at the line for the first time here today, as he's shooting 64% from the charity stripe this season. Makes the first. Now, as a coach, obviously, Coach Price, you know that free throws are huge in every ballgame. Doesn't matter if it's in the first quarter or in the fourth quarter, right?
It's really important. And, you know, as a team, you would like to shoot anywhere 70% or better. But, you know, it can make a difference in the end.
Well, it's definitely made a difference so far this season for the LaPorte Bulldogs. And we got a inadvertent whistle. And now Gabe Gonzalez is going to be checking in seeing his first action in this rivalry. He was called up from the JV team on Monday night, and he started the game. Didn't play too badly. Good defensive presence. Picked up his first basket on the varsity team. Now he has the task of guarding Dennis Lawton, which definitely size disadvantage. That shot is off the mark. And now Coach Gibson wants his team to push it as his team leads 11-7. Garrett open on the baseline, wide open, can't find a shot. Gets his own rebound, though. You got to love a guy that follows his own shot. And Dong, good fake. Oh, but rejected by Lawton. And now fight for the loose ball. It looks like we're going to have a foul on Garrett. Oh, no, maybe not. They're going to call Lawton. And we got another player down, and it's going to be Fong Dong on the ground. And looking to see. They call the foul on Lawton, and now Dong is on the ground once again. This poor kid has just been injured all season long. Yeah, it looks like he rolled his ankle. So right now, injuries have been plaguing this team all season long. How tough is it when a lot of your players keep getting injured, Coach?
I tell you, you tell guys on the bench it's your opportunity to step up, but, you hate to see especially a starter go down. Especially a guy that may be averaging double figures for you and doing a lot of positive things. But
well, Fong Dong coming into this season, or excuse me, coming into this game, averaging just over 3 points a game, just under 3 rebounds, over 3 assists. So, I mean, he doesn't give you the big numbers, but his presence, it's the hustle guys. Those are the guys that you don't see on the stat sheets. Those are the guys that you really hate to miss the most.
Yeah, exactly right. Those guys that sacrifice their body, take charging fouls, dive on the floor for loose balls.
Yeah, those are the guys that coaches love players like that. As Garrett will be at the line. Hits the first as he was fouled. It will be 1-1 for Garrett. He hit the first. 67% from the free throw line this season. In this very short season, he is also one of the football players that came over this season. Played the safety position, and he is tough, and he was very physical on the football field, as he is on the basketball court as well, as he missed the second. So 5-point advantage now for LaPorte with just approaching the 3-minute mark before halftime. Dawkins with nowhere to go. Good defense there by the Bulldogs. Garrett wisely switching off as there was a size disadvantage. Switching off the screen. Martinez finally gets away to Dawkins. Dawkins trying to find some room somewhere. Going to go right with it. Backs things out. Finally gets the ball here to Taylor Morris, who's checked in. So Bulldogs, actually the Deer Park Deer are unable to find those easy shots that was coming so easily in that first quarter. Martinez' long three-pointer is going to be off the mark and almost another offensive rebound, but Sean Young able to get it away. As he was pushed in the back, Young lost control. It hits off his foot. So Taylor Morris got away with the push. As you see here on the replay, you'll see Young get the ball, and right there you see a nice little push from behind.
He got away with it.
Got away with it. He pushed him with the right hand where the referee was on that other side where you couldn't really tell if he pushed him or not. So another turnover as Martinez shot in the paint is going to be well short, barely hits the rim. Washington with the board. Rubin on the fast break. He might stop and pop. No, he doesn't. He's going to go ahead and get rid of it to Young. Back things out, rerun the offense as we approach 2 minutes left in this second quarter. They have the 12-7 lead. And Gabe, left wide open, decides to pull it for the three. Oh, he almost hit it. And Washington with the offensive board, jump hook. And he can't find it to go in. He gets his own board again. And finally, third time's a charm. 6 points in the game for Rashad Washington.
Offensive board.
So far, LaPorte's been able to do what Deer Park hasn't and take advantage of the second chance opportunities. LaPorte looking to play some good defense before going into this half. Dawkins, long three-point shot. He can't find the rim, and Garrett gets the offensive board, or excuse me, gets the board, but he goes off his leg out of bounds. And the crowd behind us are LaPorte faithful. They are not happy with some of these calls that are going against LaPorte. Turn speed looking to inbound, gets it in quickly to Morris, who is fouled. And that foul is going to go against Gabe Gonzalez. That will be his first. So the young junior getting his first taste of the varsity level at the rivalry. When you call up a kid to the varsity level, Coach, I mean, you do it for a reason, obviously, but do you always have confidence when you put them in that game, or do you want to put them in the right situation?
Well, you won't have enough confidence that you call him up, and you can also put him in a situation where he'll be comfortable too. But as a coach, my philosophy was varsity and JV guys practice together, because if I see somebody on the JV that's doing things that, you know, accounts for him to have an opportunity to be on the varsity, he's going to have that opportunity to be moved up.
Yeah, definitely got to, you're like, call him up. If he's producing and that he can help you win on your level, then that's what you do. As Taylor Morris was unable to hit both free throws, foul went against Caleb Martin over the back on Gabe Gonzalez. So Gabe Gonzalez at the line shooting the 1-and-1. As he misses the first, and almost an offensive rebound there by Garrett. He overjumped it just too much. Martinez, quick look down low, jump shot, and off the mark once again. Man, Deer Park, they just cannot find the basket in this game.
What have they scored, 3 points this quarter?
I believe so, yes. They've only scored 3 points in the quarter. And 3-point shot on the way from Ruben as he is nailed down to the ground. And they call the foul on Dawkin. And Dawkin, he does not like the call. Ruben went down on his elbow. As you take a look here, he stopped and popped it quickly. And Dawkin really was just going to box out, and looks like he kind of stepped on Ruben. His foot maybe just banged his knee, and he fell down.
Yeah, he called it a 2-point shot instead of a 3.
Something you don't see very often from Rubens. His first free throw just can't find his way in, man, and he does not like it. One thing about Ruben Jimenez, folks, if you do not know about this kid, he's very emotional, and he plays with his heart on his sleeve. And to me, I think that comes at an advantage because he's very passionate about this game as he makes the second. So picking up his first points. All right, we're at 1 minute. Or as the clock never stops, so they're going to take 5 seconds off. So 15-8. So now we got some confusion as they're trying to decide when the clock started and how much time should be left.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it's 1 minute right now.
So there we go, 15-8.
I'll pay him double to go home.
So there's all kinds of confusion. I think they finally got it settled out now, so we're at the 1 minute mark. There we go, 1 minute remaining here before we go into the half. The Bulldogs have that 15-8 lead. Martinez driving all the way in. It's going to be a foul on Martinez in the bucket. Are they going to count it? Oh, they're going to count the basket.
We're in Vegas. What are you doing?
So we'll take a look here as Martinez driving in, and he was fouled. It looks like he was in the act of shooting, so it looks like it might have been a good call. So Martinez will be at the line, shooting the and one, and he finds his way in. So Deer Park finally able to put some points on the board. Breaking the press. Laporte did a good job there, but Washington can hang on to the ball as Martinez, they're going to call it a carry as he did a spin move. Oh, and lots of boos coming from the crowd on the Deer Park side. They definitely did not like that call. So 15-11.
I didn't get it.
So 15-11. So carry, turnover, gives the ball back to the Bulldogs. 4-point lead, Young. Gets it to Gabe. Gabe's going to pull up for that high arcer. Whoa, couldn't find it. Garrett almost got the offensive board as he flew through the air. Looks like he was trying to slam it back down. And we got another whistle. We can see if, looks like Deer Park player might have landed out of bounds, so that's what they're going to say. So 30 seconds left. Bulldogs might want to try to take a final shot here and not give the Deer another chance to put some points on the board. As Garrett drives in, loses control of the ball. Luckily, Gabe was there. Right place, right time for him as Young's going to go up with the shot. Can't find it to go in. Rebounded by Morris. Fast break now is Martin. Hangs on to it, gets it to Martinez. 5 seconds left. He's going to pull it for that deep three from the parking lot. Can't find it. Now Jimenez going to heave it up, and can it go in? Oh, he almost got it. So fast action here to close out the first half. So after one half of play, the Bulldogs lead 15-11 over their arch nemesis, the Deer Park Deer. We'll be right back with the Texas Emergency Care Center halftime show.
Come to Texas Emergency Care Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room open 24 hours a day, every day. Whether it's a broken bone or chest pain, the doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
Remember when I got my first Texans football? Then of course I had to have my own Texans jersey. Well, nothing beats this year when I got my own Texans checking account. Now it's my turn. I got this one, Dad.
Exclusively at First Community Credit Union, your choice of designs, plus chances to win great prizes, trips, and game day tickets for all Texans checking account holders.
You think these make me look taller?
Game day every day. Carry the Texans in your wallet exclusively at First Community Credit Union. TexansChecking.com.
HBU has returned to NCAA Division I athletics. Come and enjoy the most intimate setting of all of Division I. HBU Athletics is also the most affordable entertainment option in Houston. The HBU Huskies, a member of the Great West Conference, experience success on the field with conference championships in women's soccer, women's golf, and softball. With great recruiting classes in men's and women's basketball and baseball, HBU Athletics is on the move and on the way up. For more information on HBU opportunities in the classroom and on the field, visit us on the web, hbuhuskies.com.
Providing fall protection at refinery and manufacturing plant ladderway, platform, and stair openings should always be a priority. That's why Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates, has been supplying safety gates to their industrial clients for more than 45 years. Easy to install and adaptable for mounting on all types of handrails, Fabenco safety gates are the choice of Fortune 500 companies. If you'd like to learn more about Fabenco's self-closing safety gates, call them today at 713-686-6620 or visit their website at safetygate.com.
I wanted something my whole family could enjoy. Danny loves basketball, Willie wants the batting cages, my husband's into football, and I'm training for a marathon. Then we found the Sports House, and now I'm one happy mom. With single and family options available, we found the membership just right for us. The Sports House offers a range of activities with group and private lessons overseen by pro and collegiate athletes. The Sports House even has a party room and offers an additional 25% off on Sundays. Check them out at thesportshouse.net. Dream big, play hard, train smart.
We are at the half where the Bulldogs lead 15-11 over the Deer Park Deer. This is the Texas Emergency Care Center halftime show. Ryan Gentile along with Coach Joe Price, former coach of the North Shore Mustangs. So he's seen these programs before. He's been coaching for 36 years. Well, Coach, that first half, what would you be saying to your team right now if you're Coach Gibson or Coach Means right now if you're in that locker room at the moment after the way you just played?
Well, I thought both teams played pretty sloppy, you know, if you want to just break it down.
Yeah.
Both teams missed a lot of high percentage shots. The free throw shooting was 50% or less. And, you know, I mean, Deer Park had opportunities, crashing the boards and getting second chance opportunities, and they just couldn't finish. And LaPorte kind of a little bit out of control. They got 8 turnovers, and, you know, that can lead to points too. But Deer Park has not capitalized on those turnovers. You know, they had 5 points in the first quarter and got 11 here at halftime, and I think they scored maybe 3 or 4 points the last 2 minutes of that second quarter. You know, they went the first half of the second quarter with just 2 points for the longest. But I think both teams have played sloppy. I think, you know, as a coach, you know, you can go in and just tell them to settle down. You know, I'm okay, you're okay, and let's just play under control. Both teams obviously are trying to fast break and, you know, take advantage of a fast break opportunity, but it just hadn't happened yet. Nobody's really finished with any kind of consistency.
Yeah, definitely so. That was, I mean, it was 7-5 after 1 quarter of play. Right now we're looking at a 15-11 halftime score. Now, don't be wrong. Usually, you don't see really high-scoring numbers. It's not like in the NBA where you see 45-40 type halftime scores. But 15-11 at a varsity game, especially of this magnitude between these two programs, I mean, you were expecting maybe a little bit of a higher score, more intensity. But like you said, there's just been no consistency, sloppy offensive play, and really Deer Park. They should be, I mean, they're really lucky that they're only down by 4 right now, because right now they could be down by a lot more. Actually, they should even be leading by a lot more because of their second chance opportunities they've been getting. They just haven't been able to finish.
Exactly right. They had time after time opportunities with offensive boards and high percentage shots that they have not finished. And like you said, the lead could be anywhere in double digits, or they could be leading by double digits. But they just haven't shown up tonight. It's
the way it is. That's the beauty about the game of basketball, that you have to make adjustments, and that's why you come in at halftime, you make those adjustments. All right, so here we are, 15-11. The Bulldogs lead the Deer Park Deer, and we'll take a timeout here on the Texas Emergency Care Center halftime show, and we'll be right back with some first half stats.
Personnel to staff your organization. It's a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, then call Metter Staffing Services. They've been assisting Houston area employers for over 43 years and locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
Try this.
Is that chocolate? Is that whipped cream? Is that caramel and espresso you're mixing? I must be dreaming.
For the first time at McDonald's, your 2 favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think?
Perfect. The simple joy of sweet harmony.
When it just can't wait, come to Texas Emergency Care Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room open 24 hours a day, every day. Whether it's a broken bone or chest pain, the doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
Texas Emergency Care Center halftime show. At the half, the LaPorte Bulldogs lead 15-11 over the Deer Park Deer. We are live in Deer Park. Some first half stats right now. Leading score for the LaPorte Bulldogs. Not a lot of scoring to really go around. 6 points for Rashad Washington. Fong Dong has 3. A bucket for Alonzo Allen. Sean Young also with the bucket. And then I got Ruben Jimenez with 1. As leading scorer for the Deer Park Deer, it is Robert Martinez with 5. Andrew Walkup has 3. Jeremy Dawkins with 2. Taylor Morris with 1 and a free throw. And the turnover ratio right now, what is the turnover ratio looking like?
Well, LaPorte has 8 turnovers to 5 for Deer Park. And you would think that the score would be in reverse, but it's not. LaPorte, in spite of the fact having 8 turnovers, they have the lead.
Well, and right now, I mean, I was talking to one of my friends on the coaching staff with the LaPorte Bulldogs, Coach Neal, and we were kind of just joking about it, but really, it's almost like we're watching a freshman team game. The way these two teams are playing at a varsity level, it's something you really don't like to see and something you usually don't see at this level.
That's true, and I anticipate the pace to kind of change a little bit here this second half. I think it's going to be really important who comes out the first 4 minutes of this third quarter and really establish themselves. It's going to be very important.
That is definitely going to be important. Who's going to come out and take control of this game? Because right now it seems like neither team wants to do that. So we're taking our final time out here. We'll be right back with the second half tip. Bulldogs lead 15-11, second half coming up next.
An LG Smart TV, LG Optimus cell phone, and an apology card.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's got apps.
Nice.
It's got Pandora, Twitter, Facebook.
Oh, no, honey, not Facebook.
Honey, you think my sweater's horrendous?
Cats don't skate.
I think it kicks butt.
Get low prices on the gifts they love, like LG TVs with the latest technology. Now eligible for a Christmas layaway. Save money, live better. Walmart.
It's time to seek new adventures. It's time to celebrate local flavor in the state's capital. It's time for the Renaissance Austin Hotel. Nestled in the beautiful Arboretum, the Renaissance Austin offers a relaxing atmosphere with stunning views of the Texas Hill Country. If it's shopping you're looking for, it's all within walking distance. Go to Marriott.com and discover something wonderfully new at the Renaissance Austin.
Ryan Gentile, Coach Price, here at Deer Park where the LaPorte Bulldogs lead 15-11 over the Deer Park Deer. And already a turnover for the Deer Park Deer. And Coach Price said his keys to the second half were which team is going to take control and cut down the turnovers and actually execute on the offensive end. Well, so far Deer Park not off to a good start.
Oh, you definitely don't want to start the second half off with a turnover.
Definitely not, as Washington goes up off the glass. Tough shot for Rashad Washington. Gets it to go in, leading the team right now with 8 points. No backside help there as it goes in easily. Oh, rejected by Rashad Washington. He knew what he was doing. He took his time and blocked the shot by Dennis Lawton. On the block to Alonzo, going to go it, hand it off to Ruben, kicks it out. Good ball movement there as Washington. Young tries to tip it back in, could not get it. Now Jimenez punching the back wall there. Ruben Jimenez, as you can see the emotion on his face there. I believe he stepped out of bounds, was the call that they made. And I said it before, Ruben plays with the passion for this game. As coach, I'm sure you love to see that with certain players that play with the passion on every single possession.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, of course, he does get himself in some foul trouble, though, because of that temper, so it does happen on occasion.
As long as it's control passion.
It is, yeah, definitely so. Usually, for the most part, it is always control passion with Ruben Jimenez. He does keep it in check. As Lawton's hook shot is good, so Lawton picking up his first points of the game. As the Bulldogs still lead here, 17-13. Second half just underway. Long three-point shot by Ruben. Oh, it just rims out. Ruben, man, just cannot find his three-point rhythm. Normally very good from beyond the arc. Another pass behind and a bucket and a foul. As Dennis Lawton picks up the bucket and the foul, as there was no backside help for Alonzo Allen. As you see here, the high arcing pass right to Allen as he tried to go up for the block. So the Deer Park did a great job of spreading out the floor where there was no backside help, and they were able to get it to Lawton easy as he hits the free throw. 5 points in the game now for Lawton. Shoots 59% from the line. Oh, he's averaging 10 points a game. Right now only has 5. So right now get the ball in the hot hand of Rashad Washington, looking to do something. Kicks it out to Allen, takes one dribble, spin move, hook shot. Wasn't the prettiest of hook shots, but he got it to go in. First field goal of the game for Alonzo Allen to go with his 2 free throws. He has 4 points in the game. Looking to double team Lawton. Hook shot is going to be off the mark, rebounded by Young. Bulldogs looking to move in transition, so a lot more execution by both of these teams to start off this second half, unlike what we saw in that first quarter.
Well, it seems to me that Coach Adair has told his team we need to feature Dennis Lawton a little bit more this second half, because first half I don't think he scored at all. He already has 5 points this third quarter.
That's right. He did not have a point, and already he definitely has the size disadvantage against Allen. Allen matches him height-wise, but as far as weight goes, Lawton definitely outweighs Allen by a good, probably I'd say about a good 75 pounds or so, maybe even 100.
Oh, at least.
That's that missed shot there and deflection out of bounds. Going to go back to LaPorte.
Looks like it's about 250 to about 160.
Yeah, Alonzo. So Allen doing a good job so far with Lawton, holding him to no points in that first half. But he couldn't stop him so far to start this third quarter. So those two guys are going to be battling out as they get it to Washington on the block, looking to triple team him. They got him all down there, and he's going to be fouled by Morris, it looks like. Waiting to see. Yeah, they're going to call a foul on Morris. Looks like he might have got all ball there, but it will put Washington at the line. So we'll take a look here at the replay, and he goes up. Looks like he got a little bit of the elbow as he was getting the ball at the same time. So Washington with the chance to extend this lead as he misses the first. Washington making his first trip to the line tonight, only shooting 56% from the line. Not a stat you like to see from one of your primary scorers. His team up by 3, looking to make it 4 with 5:23 remaining in this third quarter. Second free throw is going to find its way in. 9 points in the game for Rashad Washington, averaging just over 11 this season. Long cross-court pass now. Looking to get the trap. They finally get the Lawton on that block. He couldn't get the layup to go in. Another offensive rebound by Deer Park. It looks like we have a jump ball. And they're going to call a jump ball between Hughes and Washington. Starting to get a little testy down there between these two teams, which is, I'm sure you would expect nothing less than a rivalry game.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's not a rivalry unless you have some pushing and shoving and some mouthing off. When you would approach a rivalry game, Coach, would you tell your players to try to keep a cool head, or did you just tell them, hey, just be aware of your surroundings?
Well, main thing is keeping that cool head, and it's important to be aware of what's going on around you too, because sometimes the fans can get caught up into the game, and
that emotion gets into it.
Right.
And the bucket and the foul for Rashad Washington on the up and under. So Rashad Washington with the hot hand, and the foul's going to go against Hughes. That will be his third. As you see here, he goes up and under, and somehow got it to go in.
Dennis out. Hughes, you're the 4.
So Lawton's going to come take a breather, as he's been working hard now. Aaron Garrett's going to check in as Young is going to take out breather.
I thought it was on the other guy. Can you give me a second? God.
So looks like Austin Hughes was whistled for the foul. Coach Means thought it was on somebody else. A little bit of confusion. So Washington at the line to finish the and one, and he gets a three-point play the old-fashioned way. 12 points in the game for Rashad Washington. One of those key offensive players last year for this team, him and his brother Dante. When those two were on the floor, they were very good together. Dante moving on as he was a senior last year. So Rashad looking to pick up the slack as a three-point shot on the way from Dokken is off the mark. Rubin picks up the rebound. 4.5 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. No-look pass into Garrett, left open on the corner. He's going to pull up for that three. He's going to be well short, though. Washington with another offensive board, and he's going to be fouled on the floor. Oh, no, he stepped out of bounds. Excuse me.
Would you call that a turnover?
I would. Yeah, that is definitely a turnover. It's been turnovers galore. As I see a couple fans walking in with their Texans jerseys on, as we got the word the Texans won 31-10 in that playoff game.
A big win for them.
Big, big win. Very exciting for the city of Houston, and now we got a whistle. And that foul's going to go against Garrett. So Aaron Garrett picking up his first foul of the game. And now we got a technical foul called. Looks like it's going to be on Garrett.
Was it Garrett or was it Rubin?
And
34?
And they're going to give it to Aaron Garrett.
That goes down as a personal, too, doesn't it?
And he's saying he didn't say anything. But one way here, it's one thing about Aaron Garrett, we saw it on the football field with Aaron Garrett. He plays with passion. He's very physical, but sometimes that temper gets the best of him, as he got ejected out of a couple of games during the football season as Dokken hits the first. He's shooting 64% from the line. So as we talked about with Rubin, he has a passion, but the problem is sometimes that passion can get the best of you.
Yeah.
Especially in a rivalry game, as Dokken hits both. 4 points in the game for Jeremy Dokken.
Well, like we said before, it's important. Those free throws can add up in the end.
Very key here. Bulldogs still have the 5-point advantage, but Deer Park with a chance to cut even more into that lead. No team has had a double-digit lead. Dokken goes up for the shot, and they're going to call, looks like another technical foul. Oh, so really, well, and there is no white 15. And they call a technical foul on Rubin. So right now, referee's trying to get some control of this game. So lots of confusion here for taunting. Not really sure where the taunting took place.
I warned all the captains at pregame. Ask your captain about it. What? Face guard. Look
So he got the technical foul for face guarding, apparently, where you would see it all the time if you've ever seen Shane Battier of the now Miami Heat. When he was with the Rockets, always putting a hand in the face of people when they shoot, as Dawkins hits the first of the technical free throw. So apparently that was the whistle, and that's going to be 4 fouls on Rubin. And Coach Gibson is not happy with the call there. So back-to-back technical fouls called on Laporte, and Deer Park is back in this game. They only trail by 3, just under 4 minutes remaining. We'll take a timeout here on the floor. Bulldogs looking to get their composure back.
If fall protection is important at your facility, then you need to talk to the folks at Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of industrial self-closing safety gates located right here in Houston, Texas. They offer a full range of OSHA-required safety gates that fit unprotected openings up to 60 inches on ladders, platforms, stairs, and mezzanines. They can also design custom safety gates for any special needs you may have. So keep your people safe and your facility OSHA compliant. Call Fabenco today at 713-686-6620 or visit their website at safetygate.com.
So now Deer Park can tie this game up on this possession or cut it down to a 1-point deficit. Just under 4 minutes remaining. 3-point shot on the way, and it just rims out as Holbrook could not find the rim. It looks like we got another foul on Laporte, and they're going to call Young with the push.
It's getting ridiculous now.
So now, looking to see here, and it looked like there was nobody near Young when he gets the rebound. It was nothing but it was his own teammate. So Dawkins, bounce pass into Martinez, going to drive down the baseline, nowhere to go. Not really sure what he was trying to do there. Ugly shot, rebounded by Rashad. Dong in transition, finds Victor, fakes it left. Now can pull up for that jumper, and he is fouled. And Dawkins is in disbelief. It feels like he got all ball. And now Dawkins looking to see here as he drives in, and he did reach in and hit him on the arm just a bit, but he did get the ball as well. But he reached in first as Victor Holmes hits the first. One thing you got to be careful about is when you start to chip away, when you start to get chippy toward officials, or just in general, the officials take notice of that, and they're going to call every little thing. Try to keep the game in check.
Yep.
How frustrating is that for you as a coach when the game is going so smoothly and then just those little things, and then it's almost like it's a completely different game?
Well, like you say, you know, you have to accept the fact the officials are a part of the game, but you just hope they be consistent about, you know, making their calls.
As Holmes goes up with it, and he is fouled going to the basket, and he will shoot 2 once again as he missed that second free throw. And that foul's going to go against Holbrook. So as a coach, would you change your game plan then if the officials change the way they call the game because of maybe the intensity and the emotion coming into it?
It's an adjustment thing. You know, you have to adjust to them. Some officials would try to adjust to the type of game they have. You know, if it's two teams that, like you say, rivals, they might want to call a little bit closer. But you just hope they be consistent about calling it the same both halves on both ends.
Second free throw no good as Victor hits 1 of 2. Both these teams struggling from the free throw line. That first half, Deer Park was 3 of 7. In the first half, Laporte was 5 of 12. It's been moved down low, and it's going to be blocked from behind. Looks like Rashad with another block. So Rashad Washington having himself a block party at the moment. And his presence is being felt on the defensive end.
He's making it pretty difficult on Mr. Lawton.
He can score and he can play defense very well as Allen kicks it out to Sean. Sean's going to pull up for that jumper baseline, and he hits it. Sean Young, very good on those baseline shots. He just doesn't get enough opportunities to get him, but when he does, he makes them count. So now Martinez, 3-point shot on the pass. The Holbrook is going to be well off the mark and goes out of bounds. So,
you know, if I was keeping a shot chart tonight, I'd say Deer Park is probably shooting less than 30%.
Yeah,
with the field.
Yeah, I would venture to guess that's probably about my guess too. 30%, maybe even in the 20s, with all those second chance missed opportunities in that first quarter. That definitely brought down their shooting percentage. But they trail by 7 with 2:26 remaining in this third quarter. Victor Holmes looking to run that offense. Now to Dong. Dong. 3-point shot on the way on the pump fake. And he hits and he holds the pose. Only his second bucket of the game, but it comes at a crucial time as now the Bulldogs have a 10-point lead. Martinez tipped from behind. Washington came away with it, but a bad pass, and it's stolen away by Walkup. And that's stolen away by Dong. The 2-on-1 fast break, fakes it, goes up, and can't get the layup to go in. Victor Holmes there with the board, and Dong came away with it. Victor, baseline, has nowhere to go. Bad pass is going to go out of bounds, so lots of confusion and back and forth in that little transition there.
You know, I've seen several games and coached several games where a technical foul can have an adverse effect on you. The team that got the tech on them, you can just make them get recharged up. And
gives them that energy where they're like, okay, you know what, we're not going to, okay, we won't get no more technical fouls, but we're going to play with an intensity that, well, it gets us to our advantage. And right now that seems to be working as the Bulldogs have their first double-digit lead of this ballgame. Allen and Lawton trying to go one-on-one as Alonzo Allen. Good defense there by Dennis Lawton. Not giving anything easy to Allen. Martinez, he is fouled before. The bucket will not count. So the foul is going to go against Fong Dong. That will be his first. Reaching in on the drive by Martinez. Only the 16th foul. As you see here, kind of reach in, try to deflect it. You reach in at any point, they will blow the whistle. Holbrook gets it in to Lawton, looking to square up, gets it down low on the block, and the layup's going to be no good by Box.
High percentage.
Once miss. When Coach Means goes back and looks at the tape, he's going to be looking at the fact that they missed so many wide open layups and so many second chance opportunities. Dong, if you can notice, sporting the all pink shoes, as that is something that he likes to do. He likes to stand out, be his own kind of guy. And his teammates are okay with it as he gets the pump fake. Almost got the shot to go in as we approach under 1 minute. And deflected from behind. Washington gets it. Dive on the floor for the loose ball. There's lots of confusion, lots of bodies flying. Laporte comes away with it. Allen calling for the ball. Good defense there by Deer Park and Lawton. Jump shot from Rashad, and he just can't find it to go. So Rashad had the hot hand early on in that third quarter. 20 seconds left. He is cooled off here in these final 2 minutes. So Turner Speed is going to run this clock down, and they're going to take the final shot here. 5 seconds left. 2 seconds. Gets shot off in the corner, and it's going to be well off the mark. So definitely a different quarter as both of these teams came out firing, but the Bulldogs caught fire. They lead 30-20. Final 8 minutes coming up next. Bulldogs lead 30-20.
Okay, do you see my location on your phone, son?
Yeah.
Your old man's kind of in a jam.
Yeah.
I owe you big time.
Yeah, you do.
By the way, don't tell your mom.
Oh, we'll see.
Okay, now look up.
Dad, how did you even get...
Son? No.
Get the latest 4G phones with family tracking apps for Christmas, starting at $28.88. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Well, it's going to be the final 8 minutes here at Deer Park as we're at Watkins Gymnasium. Ryan Gentile here along with Coach Joe Price. Bulldogs lead 30-20 over their arch rival, the Deer Park Deer. And if the third quarter is any indication how the fourth quarter is going to be, this should be an exciting 8 minutes.
Should be. You know, Laporte kind of established himself a little bit. They outscored him 15-9 that quarter. So,
well, they did what you needed to do. You said one team's going to have to come out and establish themselves and try to take control of this game, and that's what Laporte did in that third quarter. As Dawkins shot, it's a tough shot, hand in his face. Dawkins, 8 points in the game for Jeremy Dawkins. Looking to get his team back in it as they trail by 8. now it looks like Bulldogs finding a way maybe to get the ball to Rashad, spread that floor, get the ball on the block, get that high percentage shot. But good defense right now by the Deer. Mentioned earlier, Sean Young was wearing a face mask as he broke a bone on his face before the season started. Not wearing it here as he hits that shot and jumper in the lane. So Sean Young decided to take it himself. Looks like he was having trouble playing with that mask on his face early on this season. But now since he's not wearing the mask, looks like he's a lot more confident. He's definitely not afraid to take it into the hole. Martinez three-point shot deep from the parking lot. No good. Almost hit back in. And Washington came away with this. So Washington with another rebound. Bulldogs still lead by 10, looking to extend that lead. One player you might not see, you haven't seen that much on the Laporte end is Michael Hobbs. He's gone down twice as we got a whistle. Hurt his ankle, and I believe it was his back, and then he caught an elbow to the head.
Having a rough night, huh?
He's having a very rough night. As you can see here, kind of too much body check there by Dockett as he picks up his third. So it's going to be very physical between these two teams, regardless of their foul troubles. Right now, Victor Holmes has 3 fouls, along with Ruben Jimenez, who has 4. As Young's going to take it in, can't get the shot to fall, tipped. Almost back to Dong, and it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to give it back to Laporte. It's like two Deer Park Deer were fighting for the ball.
Bad call.
Yeah, one of those calls that really should have went the other way for the Bulldogs, but the Deer Park Deer catch a break, and they got a chance here to cut this back down to single digits. Dawkins, good move around the corner. Again, good fake, but once again, misses another good shot, but another offensive rebound by Holbrook. Long three-pointer from Martinez. He can't find the rim, but follows his own shot wisely, and they're going to call it jump ball.
We got 1 foul and 1 jump ball.
And they're going to say it's up to that official. I believe it's to the first official that calls it. Kind of surprised, though. I'm surprised they didn't call that a foul because Alonzo Allen did reach. He grabbed him from behind, even though he did have the basketball. Normally, you would see a foul in that situation. Sean Young kind of grimacing, limping just a bit. Looks like maybe caught a knee, maybe tweaked the ankle just a bit. 5.5 minutes remaining. Bulldogs in control. They lead by 10. As Holmes gets it into Allen. Allen off the block. Oh, and another easy layup opportunity missed. But Washington there with the offensive board and putback once again. Rashad Washington having quite a game. His final game against Deer Park. Dawkins spin move deflected from behind by Victor Holmes. Lots of bodies on the floor. Oh, almost a travel. Lost control of the ball. Was Morris. Dawkins shot, three-pointer well off the mark. And looks like it's going to be out of bounds. Back to the Bulldogs. Andrew Walkup checking back in, the young sophomore on this team. And Coach Gibson wants to call himself a timeout. With 4:50 remaining in this ball game, his team leads by 12. Going to gather the troops and get them on the same page. We'll be right back.
For the first time in McDonald's, your 2 favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think? Perfect.
The simple joy of sweet harmony.
I wanted something my whole family could enjoy. Danny loves basketball. Willie wants the batting cages. My husband's into football, and I'm training for a marathon. Then we found the Sports House, and now I'm one happy mom. With single and family options available, we found the membership just right for us. The Sports House offers a range of activities with group and private lessons overseen by pro and collegiate athletes. The Sports House even has a party room and offers an additional 25% off on Sundays. Check them out at thesportshouse.net. Dream big, play hard, train smart.
Well, right now it's all smiles. Fong Dong still nursing that eye of his that he caught that elbow with early on in this game. He walked by me. I was like, Fong, man, why are you always hurt? And he's like, it's a long season. And it is, isn't it, Coach? It's always a long season.
Oh, yeah, 30-plus games.
And especially the way Dong plays. We've said it before. He doesn't pick up a lot of stats, but he's that physical guy that does all the extra stuff, diving for loose balls, taking charges. As three-point shot by Victor Holmes is going to be well off the mark. Shot just a bit too hard. Martinez in the fast break. Kicks it out to Dockin. Three-point shot on the way is going to be well short. Falls into the hands of Rashad Washington. One-handed bounce pass is going to be deflected. Victor Holmes saved it, but he should have let it go. Bulldogs would have got it back. Now Hughes going to go ahead and take it coast to coast and rejected by Alonzo Allen. So Alonzo Allen, his defensive presence, he might not have the muscle tone, but he has the wingspan to force you to take tough shots. Bulldogs almost got a 10-second call on them. They finally got it across midcourt just in the nick of time. As Washington, he's going to travel. So just under 4 minutes remaining in this game. The Bulldogs have been in control since the second half. And Coach Means, as you see here, is Washington drives in. He traveled with the ball, stutter step just a bit right before driving to the basket. But the Bulldogs lead 34-22 with 3:56 remaining. We'll be right back. This is the Fox Sports Houston Game of the Week.
Just can't wait. Come to Texas Emergency Care Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room, open 24 hours a day, every day, whether it's a broken bone or chest pain. The doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
.356 remaining. Bulldogs have the 12-point advantage over the Deer Park Deer. Ryan Gentile here along with Coach Price. It is the Fox Sports Houston Game of the Week, and it's presented by Medder Staffing Services. Our talent is finding yours. Deer looking to get back in this ball game. They can cut it down to a single-digit deficit on this possession. Ball deflected out of bounds, back to the Deer. So with 3:48 remaining, Coach, and you're down by 12, is this really a panic mode right now, or do you still feel like you have plenty of time to get back in this game?
Oh, it's plenty of time. You know, the shots could start falling any minute. You just got to establish yourself and find somebody that can knock them down.
That is the beauty of basketball. It doesn't matter the lead. It can change in a heartbeat. Left wide open, three-point shot on the way for Dockin, and he finally finds it in. Took him a bunch of shots, but he finally found it in. And now the Deer Park Deer trail by 9 with 3:32 remaining in this ball game. And Coach Means wants to call himself a timeout, so we're going to take another one as well. Bulldogs lead 34-25. We'll be right back. This is the Fox Sports Houston Game of the Week.
Interested in playing college sports, follow the paths of hundreds of successful athletes at San Jacinto College. Our athletic programs offer men's basketball, baseball, and soccer, women's basketball, volleyball, and softball. All of our teams have an excellent reputation, as most go on to compete in national championships. And some of our student athletes have gone professional. In fact, we have former players in Major League Baseball, NBA, and Major League Soccer. Visit sanjacksports.com for more information. San Jacinto College. Your goals, your college.
Finding qualified personnel to staff your organization, it's a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, then call Medder Staffing Services. They've been assisting Houston area employers for over 43 years and locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Medder Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Call 713-941-0616 today. Medder Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
right, so 3:33 left here. Bulldogs lead 34-25. Deer looks like they're going to be pressing, looking to get a trap, get a turnover, and get some momentum on their side. Football pass type is going to be stolen away by Hughes as he goes up with the left hand, can't get it to fall. Bulldogs in the fast break. They don't have the numbers. Deflected from behind, and Martinez comes away with it. Martinez almost traveled with the basketball. Jump shot on the way from Morse is no good.
Hold the ball.
Coach Gibson wanting Dong to hold the ball and slow things down as we approach 3 minutes left. Bulldogs with the lead. They can take their time. They don't have to force the shot. Swinging the ball around, trying to find the easy basket. You don't want to settle for a jumper. You want to try to get a layup.
Yeah, definitely in this situation, you want a high percentage shot.
And there's one by Rashad Washington as he can't get the floater to go in. As a Deer now looking to cut back in this lead as Dawkins going to pull up for another three, and he found his rhythm, and Dawkins has hit his second three-pointer back-to-back. And just like that, the Deer Park Deer are only down by 6 with 2:25 remaining. And like you said, Coach, just like that, it could change in the snap of a finger.
Right, you got a guy that get a rhythm going, and Jeremy has done that, hit his last 2 threes in a row, and just like that, a 12-point lead is down to 6.
Well, and you pointed that out, as I said, is this panic mode, you got plenty of time. Usually 3 minutes is an eternity in basketball, no matter how much you're down by. But right now you're down by 6 with 2:23 remaining in this ball game. So now, do you look maybe to press a little bit more, force more turnovers, or do you want to just let your defense on the half-court game do its thing?
Well, I think you would have to establish the game to a 94-foot situation where you're going to press. Deer Park still has fouls to give, has 1 foul to give, and LaPorte, if I was Coach Gibson, I'd be saying, hey, we got to take high percentage shots, hope they foul us, and make our free throws.
Yeah, right now the free throw, they have not made a lot of trips to the line here tonight. Actually, 15 trips to the line here tonight, so actually not too bad. 15 trips to the line, but really they made 12 trips to the line in that first half. Or, sorry, they took 12 shots, excuse me. They've only taken 3 in this second half at the free throw line. But a lot of the problem was those technical fouls. They might come back to haunt them. Now, were they warranted? Did they need to be called? Maybe, maybe not, but it doesn't matter. They were called nonetheless. And Jeremy Dawkins hit all 4 of those technical foul shots. Baseball pass down the floor to Dong. In between 2 defenders, Victor Holmes using those football skills. He did play quarterback for some time at the beginning of the season, and a bad pass by Dong saved out of bounds. But Martinez is going to go all the way in for the easy layup. So in that situation right there, if you're young, you might just want to let it go out of bounds. As the Deer looking to press, trying to force a turnover. Deflects it out of bounds, goes back to LaPorte.
It's anybody's game. Anybody's game.
So from a 12-point lead down to 4 just like that. And a bad pass goes into the hands of Walkup as it's rejected by Victor Holmes. 3-point shot on the way by Dawkins. It's going to be short. Gets his own rebound, though. Another long 3-pointer by Martinez. And now, looks like the 3-pointer is good. But it looks like we have an offensive foul call. And the referee's going to talk this over and see if the basket will count first. So the 3-pointer will count. Oh, and actually that went against Rashad. So the foul went against Rashad Washington on Caleb Martin. So Martin will go to the line and shoot the free throws, and Coach Gibson wants to talk this one over as he calls a full timeout with 1:50 remaining in this ball game. Deer Park with a chance to take the lead, so we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. Exciting 1:50 on the way, folks. Don't go anywhere. This is the Fox Sports Houston Game of the Week.
I'm a huge fan of chocolate. I could go for some caramel too. Yeah. Together, that's a win-win.
The McCafe Caramel Mocha, a combination of chocolate and caramel with a touch of espresso. The simple joy of a perfect union.
I
I wanted something my whole family could enjoy. Danny loves basketball, Willie wants the batting cages, my husband's into football, and I'm training for a marathon. Then we found the Sports House, and now I'm one happy mom. With single and family options available, we found the membership just right for us. The Sports House offers a range of activities with group and private lessons overseen by pro and collegiate athletes. The Sports House even has a party room and offers an additional 25% off on Sundays. Check them out at thesportshouse.net. Dream big, play hard, train smart.
(34-33). Bulldogs have the lead for the time being anyways, depending on the free throws from Caleb Martin with a minute 50 remaining in this ballgame. Caleb Martin shooting 64% from the free throw line this season. The Porte fans trying to get that advantage as he misses the free throw, so the Bulldogs maintain the lead as the and one, or as a 4-point play, a very unusual way would have occurred if he had made it. So minute 40 remaining, Bulldogs with a 1-point lead, looking to maintain it, trying to find that easy pass, and they finally get it to Washington on the block, uses that high frame, gets the bucket and the foul. So Rashad Washington with the hot hand in the third quarter. As you see here, using that body, gets right around the defender, Martin. Martin had him guarded, thinking he was going to go more toward the middle of the floor. Washington sensing that, takes it baseline, goes in for the easy deuce, and a chance to extend this to a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs. Rashad Washington. His free throw's no good, tipped in the air, almost taken away, as Hughes came away with it. So Deer Park can tie the game on this possession. They have not had a lead since early on in that first quarter. Ball deflected out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Laporte as Dong clapping his hands. Coach Mean is livid. Coach Means is livid with the call. Good hustle by the Bulldogs. So Dong to inbound in front of the bench of the Deer. And he calls a timeout wisely. And Coach Means yelling at him. At the officials, not happy with the call here. So got a minute 15 remaining. So now here you go, Coach. Now it's starting to get really intense between these two teams. And when certain calls go against you, is it when you talk to the officials like that, whether you're yelling at them, talking to them calmly, do you feel like it usually helps, or does it really just fall on deaf ears?
I pretty much think it goes against you, falls on deaf ears. I mean, you know, as a coach, you know, like I said, I had the opportunity to coach 36 years and personally never got a tick because I realized it wasn't going to work to your advantage.
It does more harm than good. So you were never the one that would go out and just yell, and if it happened, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you'd be happy about it, but you would just be like, all right, maybe yell at your coaches more than the officials.
Right.
So the Bulldogs have 2 timeouts remaining. Laporte with 2 timeouts remaining. Deer Park has 1 there, so that could come into a big factor for the Deer Park Deer, only having 1 more timeout left with a minute 15 remaining.
Well, I think right now it's going to be important who makes the free throws too.
Well, and right now, I mean, one person you do not want to put on the line if you're the Bulldogs is Jeremy Dockin. He's been hitting everything, but right now for the Bulldogs, they've been kind of inconsistent. Not a lot of guys got to the line. Rashad Washington is 2 of 5 from the line tonight. Has 16 points. So, and Alonzo Allen is 2 of 4. And they're not really high percentage shooting free throw guys. So those are guys you might want to get on the free throw line if you're Deer Park, if it comes down to where you need to foul them. But Ruben Jimenez, definitely a threat in the fast break 3-on-2. Wisely backs it out. He up some more clock with that lead. And Coach Gibson telling them to spread it out. And a quick foul on Dong with a minute 1 remaining. And that's only going to be the 16th foul. 17th foul. You're right. Excuse me, Coach. You're right. So Fong will be at the line shooting the 1-and-1. So it's like Ruben will be coming in on offensive possessions, and it will be Victor Holmes on defensive possessions for the Bulldogs as Dong is at the line trying to extend this 3-point lead, and he can't get it to fall. But Washington with the offensive board goes up, can't get the layup to fall. Good defense. As driving down the floor, Hughes going to take it all the way in off the glass, uncontested. So Austin Hughes picking up his first basket of the game at the most opportune time with 49 seconds remaining. Man, oh man. So, Coach, what went from a first quarter 7-5 after 1. We're at 15-11 at the half, and here we are, 36-35, LaPorte leading with 49 seconds remaining. You want to talk about a complete 180 of how this game started and how it looks like it's going to finish.
That's what rivalry's all about. That's what they're all about.
Well, that's why, I mean, I'm sure you maybe preach this as a coach. You know, that's why you play 2 halves. You know, it doesn't matter. I mean, don't be wrong. It does matter what you do in the first half, but it matters more how you finish the game, because you could play a horrible first half, which both of these teams did, but yet in the second half, they've been executing. That's the same thing about decide who's going to start the game, who's going to finish the game. You know, I'd rather have a guy that can finish than a guy that can start, you know, because a finisher, he's going to be there in the end. He's going to do all those dirty things, and he's going to do some positive things too. Exactly, and that's what you need to do. And this is where the Bulldogs have had trouble all season long, is not being able to finish, as we saw, as you heard Monday night against Pasadena Memorial. They had the ball, about 7 seconds left. They were down by 1, and they turned the ball over as time expired. So, I mean, really right there, I mean, they had the opportunity to execute. They just did not pull it off. Yeah. So here, it's very important that they execute on this possession right here. As they get the ball, Jimenez, and they're finally going to foul. So it looks like it's going to be the fouling game, and we're going to have the free throw game going back and forth. Well, like you said, you know, team to hit their free throws now, you know, because it's obvious as long as Deer Park is down, they're going to foul and put them at the line. And right now, the Bulldogs do not mind Ruben Jimenez at the line shooting the free throws, because right now Deer Park's in the lucky, right, or they're in that good spot where it's still just a 1-1, so they're going to force Ruben to make at least the first free throw. As he does, he hits the first. Ruben, their best free throw shooter, shooting 74% from the free throw line. That's not the guy you want to foul. No, definitely not. But that's the guy that the Bulldogs want to get the ball to. They want to get in the hands of number 15. It's a 2-point advantage, looking to make it 3, as he does. So Ruben Jimenez. Martinez now on the fast break drive, kicks it out into the corner. Fake by Walkup's going to take it up for the layup, and he gets it to fall in. Still a 1-point lead, though, for the Bulldogs. Inbounds now to Victor Holmes, and he is fouled quickly. And that's a guy you might want to foul at this moment. So far, he's only 2 of 4 from the line. With an opportunity to extend this lead. So 38-37, 29 seconds remaining in the ball game. Victor Holmes looking to extend the lead for his team. First free throw finds its way in. Or as I'm sure, Coach, you've heard plenty of times, the shooter's roll, right? The shooter's touch. You know, that was definitely it. A little help from the rim. Hey, and that's one of those things where you're sitting, your heart jumps in your throat, and you're like, please go in. So 2-point lead. Still a 1-possession game. Second free throw rims out. So now Deer Park can tie on this possession or take the lead for the first time. Hughes drives in, backs it out, nowhere to go, hands it to Martinez. They're trying not to foul. Martinez thought about taking a 3. Oh, it was stripped out of his hands, but a whistle was called. Oh, no. Wow. Taking a look here at the replay as Martinez goes up. And it looks like Victor Holmes got a hand on the ball, but it might have got a hand, or it looked like he might have got a piece of his hand too, so one way or another. And they're going to say his foot was on the line, so it's only 2 free throws for Robert Martinez. It's only 2 free throws. And it looks like that foul will go. If the foul was against Victor Holmes, that's only his 3rd, maybe his 4th. All right, so Martinez with an opportunity to tie the game on these free throws, and he misses the first. So here we go, 15 seconds remaining, down by 2. We got a timeout here by Coach Gibson. So now, Coach, let me ask. You're down 2 with 15. Do you tell him to make the free throw and you foul and you hope with 15 seconds, or do you maybe say try to miss it and we get a tip back in, or how would you maybe approach that situation?
With that much time left, I would say try to make the free throws. Let's go and talk full court pressure. And when they get it in, let's foul. But I would also have my assistants looking at their worst free throw shooter, and let's say, hey, let's try to let him catch it and foul him.
Yeah, obviously, you want to steer the ball more toward that person that cannot shoot the free throws as well. Right now on the floor, you got Alonzo Allen, who shoots 36% from the line. Fong Dong, 59%. Rashard Washington, 56%. Ruben Jimenez shoots 74%. And then Sean Young, who shoots 64%.
Yeah, I would definitely deny Ruben Jimenez.
Yeah, you
probably Young, too.
Right now, Alonzo Allen might be your best bet if you want to find a way to have him get the basketball. Second free throw is going to be missed. Oh, but Martinez follows it, gets it in down low on the paint. Layup is no good. Rebounded by Allen. And there's the guy you foul. And Allen did not like the way he was fouled by Hughes as he kind of stared down Hughes. So right there you see Martinez. Great pass down low. And right there you see Hughes and Allen going at it. So now Allen with 8 seconds left, 2-point lead, looking to make 1. He will be shooting 2, as that's a 10th team foul by the Deer. So Alonzo Allen at the line, looking to put this game away if he can, as he misses the first. So as you said, they somehow they got it into the worst free throw shooter's hands. So now Deer Park Deer, even if he makes it, still have an opportunity to tie. The Lanky Center, second free throw, rims out, but Washington almost got the offensive board, but he deflects it out of bounds. So here we go, 8.2 remaining. 39-37, LaPorte leads the Deer Park Deer. Could come down to this final possession. They get it to Martinez. Martinez looking to do something. Driving down the floor, maybe looking for a 3. Oh, he traveled with it. They didn't call it, and he gets the layup to go in. LaPorte called the timeout quickly. Not really sure. Looks like the timeout might have came with 2 seconds left. So 0.33 seconds will be on the clock. So wow, I'm kind of surprised. It looked like a traveling call might have been made. It looks like Martinez walked with the basketball.
Yeah, I like to see the replay.
Yeah, that's one of those things where one way or another, but the call was not made. He made the basket like he was supposed to. So now with just under 1 second, it's really 0.33 remaining. Actually, they're going to give him less than that. They're going to give him 0.03 seconds.
Yeah, but I still don't think that's enough time to catch and shoot.
No, not at full length of the floor. So it looks like we're going to be going to overtime here in Deer Park, which in a rivalry game, it's almost like you would expect nothing less.
Yeah, exactly right.
It almost seems like that's the way it should be. So it's going to have to be a baseball pass pretty much. So now they're trying to figure out how to set it up on the clock of putting 0.3 on the clock. So 0.33 on the clock.
See if we can do it again. Turn it on, make sure that's right. Okay.
So now they got the clock situation figured out. So 0.33 will be on the clock. And really, even if you catch it, you pretty much have to volleyball it up.
Right. Just a catch and sling.
Pretty much. Not really sure what else you can do.
There's the catch. There's the sling.
And it was stolen away, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So one way or another, overtime is on the horizon as both these teams have found life in the second half. So obviously 4 quarters was not enough. Overtime on the way. Tied up at 39. It is the Fox Sports Houston Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Chances are you spent plenty of time dreaming about it. Nothing but carefree days of doing whatever you want, whenever you want. retirement. You've dreamed about it, but have you planned for it? Don't put it off any longer. Turn to an agent you know from State Farm, the company you trust, to help you with annuities, health insurance, IRAs, and rollovers. Call me, Earl Thompson, today at 281-893-0550, providing insurance and financial services.
That's not enough. 4 quarters is not enough here in this ball game, as we are now in overtime. It's a 4-minute overtime. Each team will get 1 full timeout apiece. So here we go. I mean, it is just really overtime is overtime, and the one thing you got to say, anything can happen in overtime. It's only 4 minutes, so really you don't have a lot of time to make a lot of mistakes and then recover for them. You got to execute.
That's exactly right. Like you say, anything can happen.
So the overtime tip, will be controlled by the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs had as high as a 12-point lead in this game, and Deer Park sliced it in half after back-to-back 3-pointers by Jeremy Dockin. And after good offensive execution by Deer Park, they are back in the ballgame and tied it up to get overtime. And now a dive on the floor, and we got a jump ball. It's going to go to the Deer. So Alonzo Allen couldn't handle the pass as it gets deflected and knocked around. So just adding to the rivalry, we might as well just go ahead and negate the entire first half, and we'll just focus right now on the second half, the way this is going.
Right.
Dockin, he's the main reason why the Deer are where they're at after his back-to-back threes, as walk-up shot, no good. Dong. Going to run this offense. Laporte trying to keep that momentum as they had that lead. I think they felt like they had a grasp on this game and then lost control of it. So that kind of emotion that can play a big factor maybe into your overtime, knowing you had a lead and a possible win and then you let it slip away. 3-point shot by Jimenez. He just cannot find the mark. Offensive rebound made by Holmes. So Ruben Jimenez, he just cannot find his shot from behind the arc this season. He just has gone cold here on this floor. Holmes trying to create some space from Dockin. High floater is going to go off the glass. Can't get it to go in. Gets his own rebound. Fight for the ball. It goes off the foot of the Deer. Looks like it went off the foot of Walkup. Out of bounds. Back to Laporte.
Hey! Walkup! No!
Holmes looking to inbound. You have to get it in quickly. You better do it quickly. And he calls a timeout. And that is not the time you wanted to use a timeout, considering you only had 1 left.
That's it.
So that is it. So that is their last timeout, and we still have over 2.5 minutes remaining.
I think it's important too right now for the coaches to let players know, hey, we don't have any more timeouts.
Exactly.
You know,
and
sometimes kids can get in the panic mode.
Well, sometimes you get in that panic mode. Obviously, I've been there before. I didn't make it to the varsity level, but I did play the JV level a couple years, and it does get to that point where maybe the countdown in your head is going quicker than what the actual count is, but you know it's there, and then the next thing you know, you're like an instinct takes over, because your instinct always is to call a timeout. Oh, yeah. Always to call a timeout. Obviously, sometimes that doesn't work that way, because you got to make sure you know your timeout situation. Is that one thing you would always do in these situations? If you only had 1 timeout, did you make sure your players knew, hey, look, we only have 1 timeout, so don't call it unless you absolutely have to.
Most definitely.
So Laporte faithful behind us, standing up, trying to get rowdy, trying to keep their team in it. So Dong will inbound. Baseline will be Jimenez, Holmes, Washington, and Allen on the floor. Still looking at inbounds, and he bounces it off the leg of Martinez. So once again, good defense there by the Deer. So their defensive has found light in this second half. And overtime. They got to do something quickly. Finally get it into Washington. Backdoor cut by Holmes right there. High floater. had to get rid of it. I believe he lost control. He didn't want to travel. Almost found a way to get the shot in. So Deer Park can take the lead. No defense there on the baseline as Hughes was open. Couldn't find a shot, though. Good job by Washington to collapse. Oh, offensive foul is going to be called on Martinez as he pushed off on Dong. As you can see here, he'll get the ball back here, and he looks to drive right there, throws his elbow into Dong. And Dong, man, that poor kid. I think he feels
it was a good call. I thought it was the right call.
I think Dong feels like he's playing football right now. And I believe he's bleeding once again on the side of his head. He's been having a problem with that all game long. Took an elbow early on in that first quarter, so he's having to come out. So it'll be Sean Young checking in for him. As you can see right there, trying to keep the bleeding down as much as possible. Can't really put a Band-Aid in his hair. Nice little gash right on the top of his head. So approaching the 2-minute mark here in the overtime. No team has scored yet after 2 minutes of play. Nice pick by Allen. Look at the drive as Holmes goes up off the glass, gets the bucket and the foul. Victor Holmes. Taking his time, not rushing, using the pick set by Allen and go right around the defender as Taylor Morris, big defensive body, but not quick enough to stop Holmes. But his free throw falls well short. On the fast break now is Martinez. He has numbers. He's going to take it himself, it looks like. Going to throw it up off the front of the rim real short. Rebounded by Young. So now Bulldogs looking to get that swagger back, maintain control. Holmes driving, nowhere to go. Backs it out, reruns that offense. And the ball's almost going to be stolen away by Dockin. Bulldogs need to do something with the basketball. They had nowhere to go as Holmes held on to the ball just a bit too long. Now Young trying to find a gap in the defense. Can't find it. Good defense by Deer Park on this possession. Playing tough defense as Jimenez wisely just going to run this clock down. Maybe that's what Laporte's trying to do, is just eat up some time now and force Deer Park to foul.
Exactly right. You know, it's a good job of Laporte kids not just panicking and jacking up a 15-footer when they just dribble it out and wait for a foul.
Well, that has to make your job easier as a coach when your team understands, hey, look, we got a lead. Don't force a bad shot. Take a good shot, which is what you saw Ruben did. He took it and got fouled. As his first free throw cannot find the mark. But it has to be easier as a coach when your team kind of understands that concept without you having to yell it out to them and let them know.
That's true.
Second free throw is good by Ruben. 4 points in the game for Ruben Jimenez as Fong Dong now has his head wrapped up after the cut on his head. He'll be checking in on the next whistle. Dockett. Now back top of the key to Walkup. Walkup, look at the drive. Has a kind of height advantage on Ruben. Kicks it out to Hughes. Hughes trying to get it down low, and it's going to be deflected from behind right into the hands of Jimenez. And Jimenez is fouled quickly by Walkup with 40 seconds remaining. So Jimenez with another opportunity to extend this lead to 5. As they got a picture now of Fong. As you can see here, his head is wrapped up, and Coach Hobbs' wife had to get a picture. Looks like Fong Dong has been going to battle, as you can see. Yeah. The guy is a veteran. He's like a war vet. He cannot be stopped. It's one tough kid as the first free throw from Ruben finds its way in. Shooter's roll. And in comes Fong to the much happily applause that he's okay, and pretty much for the wrap that is on his head. So 40 seconds remaining. Second free throw rims its way out. 4-point lead, so it's a 2-possession game. Martinez is going to jack up the three. He's going to be well short. Walk up, can't hang on to the rebound. Is down on his knees, can't do anything with it. And away with the ball comes Ruben, and he is fouled once again. So Ruben showing that emotion. Has that laugh on his face. As you see right here, Ruben gets the ball. And not really sure what he was. I mean, the way he jumped in the ball, if you see in that replay, it looks like he saw his teammate open down the floor. It looked like he wanted to throw him the ball, but the foul was called first.
Yeah, but it's important now to knock down these free throws because it's still anybody's game.
Misses the first, so it's still a two-possession ball game, whether he makes the second or not. But obviously a 5-point lead is a lot better than a 4-point lead at this point as he hits the second. 6 points in the game for Ruben Jimenez, all coming from the free throw line. 25 seconds left. Martinez hands it to Dokken. Dokken try to get a three, drive in, nowhere to go, kicks it out. Nowhere to go for Hughes. Swings around to Martinez, pulls up for that three. Tried to get a little acting job, falling down, couldn't get it. Washington with the rebound. Pass down the floor to Allen. Wide open, going to go up with the layup, and that will be the exclamation point as Alonzo Allen hits the layup. And we got a whistle on the floor as Martinez is still down with 1.8 remaining. As Martinez, I will have to apologize as it might not have been an acting job. Looks like he landed on his foot awkwardly. So the officials are saying put 8 seconds back on the clock. They're saying put 8 seconds back on the clock. Yeah. So 8 seconds left here, but it's still a 7-point lead for the Bulldogs. So it looks like the Bulldogs, barring a big miracle, are going to walk away with the
now turn it on and see if it works.
With the win. So now lots of confusion. They're trying to figure out if there was a timeout called. Right now, that's what they're trying to figure out, if a timeout was called. I don't believe a timeout was called, but they put 8 seconds on the clock. Coach Means still yelling he wanted a foul on the three-point shot. It was very close. I'm not sure if contact was really made before or after the shot or when he landed, but right now still stands. 46-39, Bulldogs lead with 8 seconds left. Hughes with the ball, looking to drive. Bulldogs just don't want to foul here as the layup is no good. Tip back in by Walkup is no good. Fight for the loose ball, and it doesn't matter, and that will do it as the LaPorte Bulldogs walk away and avenge last year's loss, and they win 46-39 over the Deer Park Deer. And we're going to get Coach Gibson here, so we'll take one quick timeout, and we'll get him and his player. And we'll come talk to him in just one more second, so we're going to take a timeout here. Once again, your final score, Bulldogs win 46-39.
Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room open 24 hours a day, every day. Whether it's a broken bone or chest pain, the doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
Remember when I got my first Texans football? Then of course I had to have my own Texans jersey. Well, nothing beats this year when I got my own Texans checking account. Now it's my turn. I got this one, Dad.
Exclusively at First Community Credit Union. Your choice of designs, plus chances to win great prizes, trips, and game day tickets for all Texans checking account holders.
You think these make me look taller?
Game day, every day. Carry the Texans in your wallet. Exclusively at First Community Credit Union. TexansChecking.com.
HBU has returned to NCAA Division I athletics. Come and enjoy the most intimate setting of all of Division I. HBU Athletics is also the most affordable entertainment option in Houston. The HBU Huskies, a member of the Great West Conference, experience success on the field with conference championships in women's soccer, women's golf, and softball. With great recruiting classes in men's and women's basketball and baseball, HBU Athletics is on the move and on the way up. For more information on HBU opportunities in the classroom and on the field, visit us on the web, hbuhuskies.com.
Finding qualified personnel to staff your organization, it's a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, then call Metter Staffing Services. They've been assisting Houston area employers for over 43 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs, and virtually every other job category to meet your
post-game show with Coach Gibson. Well, you come away with the victory. Very different first half than the second half. What did you tell your guys in the locker room at halftime?
Well, we needed to be more composure on offense, and I was real pleased with our defense. We wanted to get out and run and make the big guy get up and down the floor, and we didn't really execute our game plan like we wanted to, but I thought in the second half we did a better job.
Oh, well, definitely so. Y'all did, and Rashad Washington decided to just hit the offensive glass, get those second chance points, get himself to the free throw line. Can you talk about his play and how well he played hitting the glass?
Well, he's real active, and when he's real active, he's tough because he's so strong. He's got a knack for getting to the ball, and he's hungry under there, so he does a good job, and I think he causes some matchup problems. When he's active, he's tough.
Now, obviously, this is your first LaPorte Deer Park game on the LaPorte side of things, so how does it feel? I know you're a Deer Park guy. I know you graduated from here, but is it kind of a bittersweet kind of feeling, though, that you beat them your first opportunity as a LaPorte head coach?
Not at all. I'm a Bulldog.
Yeah, there you go. You are the Bulldog here. And actually, now we want to go ahead and bring in the toughest guy that he has ever coached, according here. As we do this here, we'll kind of swing things around. Thank you, Coach Gibson. We appreciate your time here as we swing it all around here. And as you can tell, Fong Dong here, Coach Gibson has said you are the toughest player he has ever coached. What do you say to that?
I mean, I just want to win. This is my last year, and I want to go out with a bang.
So how does it feel to beat Deer Park your senior year, man? That's one thing I cannot say that I had a privilege to do my senior year at LaPorte, but you have. What kind of feeling is that for you?
Man, I'm emotional right now. We did it as a team. We fought hard to the end. That's it.
Now, how frustrating was it for you that you were coming in and out of the game? You kept bleeding from the head. You took, I believe it was an elbow to the head early on in that game. How tough was it for you to keep having to come in and out and not be able to stay in the game constantly?
It was hard, but, this is my last year. The last time I'm going to have a chance to play Deer Park. I just wanted to win for my team.
And obviously nothing was going to stop you, not even that.
No,
as you can tell, folks, he has the wrap on his head. This kid is a veteran. He's a vet. This boy goes to war, and he will play at any cost, man. So, once again, congratulations on your win. You're one tough kid, Fong. I can tell you that, man. So, all right, we're going to take a break here. We'll be right back here on the Sports House Post Game Show.
Try this.
For the first time at McDonald's, your two favorite flavors together. New McCafe Caramel Mocha.
Well, what do you guys think?
Perfect. The simple joy of sweet harmony.
Hey sports fans, you've got to get to the Sports House. The Sports House, located at 2738 Gulf Freeway, features over 22,000 square feet of indoor air-conditioned sports fun with state-of-the-art athletic training packed into every inch of the place. Got big dreams? The Sports House offers comprehensive lesson packages and sports clinics for a wide range of sports, including baseball, softball, volleyball, basketball, and football. And if you're looking to fine-tune your game, we offer speed and agility training too. And every Sports House lesson and clinic is overseen by a professional or collegiate athlete. You'll get instruction you can't find anywhere else. And Mom and Dad, we can host that special party for your young athlete in our party room. Call us today at 281-557-TEAM. The Sports House, again located at 2738 Gulf Freeway. Dream big, play hard, train smart. 281-558-57-TEAM. The Sports House.
Post-game show, Ryan Gentile here along with Coach Price. Once again, the Bulldogs come away with the victory over the Deer Park Deer. Well, Coach Price, obviously we saw a completely different second half than we saw in the first half. Ended up going to overtime. What did you see in that second half that LaPorte did to help execute and win this game?
Well, You know, the last 4 minutes of the third quarter, LaPorte stepped their game up a little bit. You know, took that little 4 or 5 point lead into a 10-point lead going to the end of the quarter. But, you know, I thought that last 3 minutes of the game, they kind of like got in a mode where, hey, let's play not to lose instead of playing to win. And Jeremy Dock, I think, came down, hit two trays, and, you know, a 12-point lead with 6 points within a minute. And then before you know it, you know, Robert Martinez hit a couple shots and, you know, hit one off-balance shot to tie it up instead of overtime. And you know, you have to give Deer Park credit. Those guys could have thrown in the towel when they were down 12, but they didn't quit. They came back and kept playing to the end. And, you know, just unfortunately they lost in overtime. But
yeah, well, I mean, we've talked about it. We talked about this during the broadcast. Was the fact that a rivalry game is something different. When I mean, it's a rival. I mean, so you're going to play harder. Obviously, that first half we thought was very sloppy, but I think we both knew that because it's a rivalry game that it was going to come down to the end, which is what it did. Like you said, Deer Park, they played a great game. Don't take anything away from Deer Park. They played a great game. A couple calls just did not go their way that they hoped would. It might have changed the outcome of the game where they might have been able to win. But like you said, they just played a great game, got themselves back in the ball game. They just could not execute in overtime. It almost seems like they reverted back to what they did in the first quarter.
Well, when you really look at, you know, the game, you know, 32 minutes plus 4 minutes overtime, it's important to look at what happened the first 16 minutes also in relationship to that last 20 minutes, because you know, Deer Park missed a lot of high percentage shots there the first half that could have been a difference maker.
Definitely could have been a difference maker, but that's the way it goes. Once again, the final score, 46-39. The LaPorte Bulldogs defeat the Deer Park Deer. For Joe Price, I'm Ryan Gentile. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Everybody have a great night.